The eye contact pitching session presented by Plus is a chance for our live and upcoming issuers and potential issuers to pitch their businesses to the crowd. So we have 4 companies presenting today. Currently live on our platform is LXE, a web-based platform for litigation, tracking, and management, and also PASAR, a community-driven grocery delivery platform. And we'll also be featuring 2 of our upcoming campaigns, which is MAEKO, an award-winning company with its patented home composter, which is compact, portable, and it has a 24-hour cycle and is odorless. And also, we are featuring Green Pro AI, a simple and quick and cost-saving AI-based cloud accounting solutions for SMEs. So before we begin, I'd just like to remind the audience one more time, please make sure your microphones and cameras are switched off during this session to make sure that the presentations run smoothly and without interruption. If you have any questions for the issuers during the pitch session, please direct your questions into the chat box, and we'll get to them during the Q&A session. So then after your sessions, after each company finishes pitching, I will pose the questions that are coming into the chat box on your behalf. So to start, I'd like to bring Elaine, Autoplus's co-founder, to kickstart today's session with a few welcome remarks. Elaine?
Hi. Good afternoon, everybody. I won't take too much time. I think everyone's looking forward to listen to the individual companies present their business proposition to everyone. So I just would like to say that Eye Contact is a regular session that we organize to feature our current issuers that's live on our platform and also upcoming issuers. Today we've got 4 companies and we've got another few more coming up in the next couple of weeks. So look forward to that. So I won't take any more time. So without further ado, let me hand it back over to Shaz, and have a good session, everyone. And do ask questions because this is not every day you get firsthand interaction opportunity, to meet. Even though it's virtual, these business owners and companies. Thank you. Have a good one.
All right. Thank you, Elaine. So let me just go through the format of our pitching session today. Each company will have 7 minutes to present their pitches, with 7 minutes following after for a Q&A session. Issuers, please be mindful of your time. As this is an online pitching session, we will not be able to flag your usual 2 minutes or 1 minute countdown. And at the same time, we don't want to interrupt your presentation either. So please be mindful, and then when you come to your last couple of minutes, be sure to start wrapping up your presentations so that we can have time for questions. And as for the audience, please keep, if you have any questions, during the presentation, please post them into the chat box and we'll get to them. So, beginning today's pitching session, I'd like to call Joshua from LXE. Joshua, are you ready?
Hey, Shaz. Yep. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Josh. I'll be your first presenter for today on behalf of LXE. So let me just share my screen. Okay, can everybody see this?
Yep, Josh, it's up. We can see.
Yep, okay. So so we are LXE Theories and Duran Berhad. A few things to bear in mind to those joining us today as I bring you through the deck. LXE Theory, we are a legal technology company. We have just launched our campaign on Plus last week, and we're already 50% there. So just bear in mind that we are offering quite an attractive investment opportunity to all, and I hope you guys will agree with me as I bring you through the deck. So we're a legal tech company where our principles are very straightforward. Essentially, what we want to do is we want to improve the accessibility of the public, right, to the litigation process and increase the transparency on how litigation files are conducted in court. Because for those of you who have had the experience of going to court before or of engaging a lawyer, you would know that normally what happens is that there is a big information gap between what the client knows and what the lawyer knows. For no fault of the client, simply because that things in the legal industry are still rather traditional, right? There's very little innovation and technology which allows things to be digitized in a way that the client gets to see what is going on. A lot of the times, clients simply just have to rely on what their lawyer is telling them, right? And the way this is done is still done via very analog systems, through email, through WhatsApp, or via a phone call. Now, the problem with this is that sometimes things get lost in miscommunication, things get lost in transition, and if a client is unlucky, they may even be in a position where they can be exploited by their lawyers who want to take advantage of this information gap between lawyers and their clients. So that's how we came up with the Alexi theory, right? To make this litigation process a bit more transparent through the use of technology. And how we want to do that is via our digital platform, which allows clients to track and manage their litigation proceedings together with their lawyers. Sort of like a pizza delivery system, right? You'll be able to see the starting point, when it's being prepared, when it's on the way, and when it's arrived at your house. Same concept. So how it will work is very simple. Essentially, anytime a lawyer has an update on anything, they would just key in their updates onto the platform, and the platform will generate a chronology of events, basically. It's like a tracking log of information shared between lawyer and the client. And the rationale is this, is to be able to create a digital check and balance that keeps both parties accountable for what they say to each other. Now, we see this as a win-win solution, simply because for clients, you don't have to keep harassing your lawyers anymore. You just receive any updates with regard to your case. You just log on to the platform and you're able to see exactly what is going on in a transparent and a full picture sort of manner. Whereas for lawyers, we have the security of knowing that all our updates to our clients are recorded, right? So that our clients would not be able to turn around and accuse us of not having updated them on certain things or having not sought their instructions on certain things. At the same time, the features that will be built into the platform also helps with the day-to-day activities that are required by lawyers as well, in terms of their file management and supervision and keeping track of their court deadlines. So these are some of the features. If you can just look to the right-hand side of the screen, this is a mock-up of how this chronology will look as in a timeline view. Certain features I want to highlight is just that it's convenience, basically, right? So for the client, you get all your updates via email. You can even filter it like you would do a normal spreadsheet. So for example, if you want to view updates or events related only to court management, right? Court attendance, you can do that. And for the lawyers, they are able to supervise their existing files in a law firm in a transparent and systematic manner. At the same time, this can be used as a database for all the documents that are shared with their client as well. And so this is our security features that we're putting in place. We are still in discussions with our developer on how we can continuously improve this. But essentially, the thing I want to emphasize is that we don't want to cut corners with this, right? As a lawyer, as a former lawyer myself, we realized the importance of clients, solicitor client privilege, as well as how confidential some of this information may be. So we want to put in place a system that is as secure as possible and that gives confidence to the law firms and clients who sign on with us as well. Okay, so we're looking at a market opportunity of about 2.4 million lawsuits registered each year. The stats I've taken from February 2019 to Jan 2020, so before the whole COVID situation hit the fan, right? And so I believe this is a more accurate representation of what the market would be like. And we are also targeting about 8,250 plus law firms in Malaysia, with 4,700 law firms in the Klang Valley alone. Now, as you'll be able to see from our roadmap, we are taking a very conservative approach in the sense that we're only looking at less than 2% of those law firms by the first year and less than 8% by the third year, right? In terms of tech, as I've mentioned, we've already secured our developer who is on standby to start development of this platform once we've reached our funding target. And we have also begun engaging with law firms to sign on as our beta testers for when this product is ready as well, with incentives given to these law firms, of course. So this is our revenue model. It works on a simple monthly subscription plan for law firms who pay a $399 monthly fee a month. If they require additional accounts, for example, to facilitate law firms with larger teams with more files, they can for 99 ringgit additional. And for each suit on the platform, it will be charged 9 ringgit a month, which law firms can either decide to absorb themselves directly or bill it to their client as a disbursement cost. So these are our financial projections, or 3-year financial projections. As I've mentioned earlier, we've taken a very conservative model because we want to keep expectations low. At the same time, we want to allow investors who come in to see a healthier return, right? So some of the examples is that we are only looking at 20 active suits per law firm at any one time. For those of you who have experience with law firms, you know that easily a law firm would have 50 and above suits at any one time, but we're only taking 20 of that. And we're only looking at 1 additional account purchase for every 2 law firms. But that would only start being considered from year 2 onwards. So these are a breakdown of the projections that I've just mentioned. As you can see, we are looking at a healthy increase in profit. Not too much, but because these projections are conservative, there is obviously the chance for these numbers to be much, much better. So our funding requirements are 400,000 in return for a 21% stake in our company, mainly used towards platform development, pre-launch marketing, as well as our year 1 runway. Whereas our pre-money valuation, we've kept it low at 1.5 million for investors that come in at this stage. So this is the team. There is myself. I used to be a former lawyer and corporate litigator by background. Abi is also a practicing lawyer with Shen, whereas Nadia has experience in fintech development and product building. So we come back to the main question, right? Why invest? So
I'm sorry, 7 minutes is up, but can you wrap up as quick as you can?
Yeah, sure.
All right,
okay.
Thank you.
Right. So the 3 main reasons that I can point out to you guys is that we believe that we are the first mover in this field. So you have a lot of legal tech platforms that provide services that benefit law firms internally, that help increase their systems internally, but no solution that benefits both the law firm side and client side simultaneously in different ways. We also want to emphasize our growth potential simply because we have intentionally kept our valuation low and our conservative projections. Our projections conservative so that our investors have room for healthy capital appreciation. And lastly, we are keeping our entry point really low at only 500 ringgit to own shares in LXC so that we have a larger community of people, which makes sense for us not only from a marketing standpoint, but also to help refine this idea to make sure LXC is a success. So if you're an early bird, you'll receive additional shares on top of what you're getting if you come in before the 20th of November as well. As to how to invest, Arthur will be able to facilitate this. Basically, you can either go by direct bank transfer or you can invest via the campaign page itself. And that's it. So I'm just going to leave you a quote by our Chief Justice which emphasizes that technological advancements must serve to boost access to justice. And like it or not, this is one reality that the rest of the legal system must accept, and we couldn't agree more. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or if you'd like to participate. Thank you. These are my contact details.
Okay, thank you, Dash.
Thanks, Dash.
I have a question from the audience. Can I ask them now?
No questions? Sorry, it was a bit technical, guys. I realized that it can be a bit of a complicated industry. I try to make it as simple as possible.
Okay, it seems like we have a question coming in from Facebook.
Yep.
Let me just quickly. Okay, there you go. How do you justify your valuation?
Okay, so our valuation is taken basically taken from our projections. Yeah, mainly only our first year's projected profit, which is at 300,000, and we've given it a multiple of 5. We don't want to go anywhere beyond that because we believe that we realize that we are an early stage company and we want to give everybody the chance to come in early, but at the same time we don't want to give an unfair deal, so I believe that 1.5 is a good balance for people who come in early to be able to grow quite significantly with the company as we move forward.
Okay, thank you, Josh.
Yep.
If anyone else in the audience has a question for Joshua, please put them into the chat box. Okay, I think that's all the questions we have for today.
All right, thanks guys.
Okay, there's one more that just came in. What's the runway for the funds that you raised through ECF?
Okay, so if we reach our target of 400,000 ringgit, we're looking at a runway of about 200,000, which should sustain us for about 7 to 8 months for the first year. Of course, when we say 7 to 8 months, we are not looking to be in the negative for the first 7 to 8 months. Our plan is that if we launch our product with 50 law firms signed up, that revenue from that should be able to sustain our company moving forward without additional funding. This 50 law firms is going to come from the work that we put in now, essentially, where we start signing on more and more law firms as our beta testers, so that by the time we launch, we should have at least 50 people who are comfortable using our platform and hopefully, fingers crossed, are willing to continue as our paying subscribers as well.
Thank you, Josh. So one more question from Irshad El Zaman. Is there any target pipeline currently?
Yep. So when you say target, I'm guessing the law firms that we are targeting, right? So I guess we're lucky because Abi and I, my co-founder and I, both of us come from the legal industry. So it is not hard to basically get law firms who we have engaged with before, friends, our contacts to basically come on. The reason why we don't want to do this as aggressively now is because we want to wait for the platform to be closer towards development. Otherwise, the law firms who have come on, like the majority of law firms who come on now would be basically waiting for about 2 months to 3 months before they get to use it. So it's more of an issue of timing, basically.
Okay, Josh, we'll take one more question from the audience, okay? And we'll have one from Julius. How do you plan to go to market?
So basically that comes down to marketing strategy, right? So yeah, in terms of marketing strategy, let's look at it as a two-prong approach, all right? Number one, let's market it towards law firms. And the way you do that would be, there'll be different ways to do it. Either law firm specific, law firm targeted ads in legal magazines or legal related websites or legal forums, or there is just a straight up just approach people that we know and get them to sign up. Normally, lawyers are really not that technologically savvy. We still work a lot on just like approaching and just signing up on the spot. But in addition to law firm marketing towards law firms, this comes marketing angle number 2. I believe there needs to be a general marketing out there as well to create awareness that there is such a product out there amongst the general public. Hopefully, that would motivate law firms to sign up for fear of losing clients, and it will get clients to be more aware and to insist that their lawyers use this kind of platform as well.
All right, thank you, Joshua.
Yeah.
We have 2 more questions for you in the chat box. Why don't you answer them as we move on to the next picture? Yeah,
I think Elaine, Julius, we can answer these questions offline. Yeah.
Okay.
Then, thanks, guys.
Josh. All right, so for our next presenter, can I call on Tunku Eddie to pitch?
Yep, let me just set up. Can you see the
screen? Yep, we can see
the screen. Okay, so all right. So I'll start now. Okay, hold on just a second. Why can't I see my screen now? Hold on. Okay, got it. All right, so I'll start now, yeah?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Tugu Eddy, and I am here to present PASAR app, where we deliver the PASAR freshness straight to your doorstep via our app. So when we developed PASAR app, there are two segments or two problems that we found, which were for the consumers and the PASAR merchants. So for our consumers, I don't know when was the last time any of you went to the PASARs, but they tend to be overcrowded. And you have a problem of physical distancing. So in this time, especially in this age and time, it can be very problematic. It tends to be uncomfortable, and it does tend to be hot and humid, even though some of the better PASARs are covered now with roofs. Yeah, and it's never easy to find parking. So you're either having to get up very early in the morning to find parking, otherwise you're just double parking illegally. And that's a very big problem. And of course, shopping is time spent away from doing other things that could be more beneficial for you. So that's what the consumers are facing. But when we look at the PASAR merchants, and these are our local guys, yeah, they are struggling to fight against the emergence of hypermarkets and supermarkets that have a strong online presence. So that's number one. And also there's a lack of appeal and experience for the younger generation. So the next generation who are going to be buying are going to start buying online. So how do we get these PASAR merchants onto the digital platform? So looking at the consumers and at the problems our local PASAR merchants are facing, we developed a multi-PASAR platform. So it facilitates easy buying of fresh groceries, yeah, and that's for the consumers. But in the long run, it helps our local merchants to stay in business in this new digital age. So we did do a pilot project that lasted for 8 months, and we had 80 merchants in 7 PASARs signed up. We got about 14,000 downloads. Out of that, 7,000 were registered users. So that's what we did at the 8-month testing period, and we learned a lot out of that. For example, the fact that growing too fast could be a problem. So I said we have 7 PASARs, but what we want to do with this round of funding is actually to focus on one PASAR first, grow that business, and then slowly get that business right and grow to the other PASAR neighborhoods. And we will be looking at Tamantin for this round. So what's our market size? So based on research from Khazanah, we're looking at, of course, urban households because they're the ones who use, they're more tech-friendly tech users. So there's about 1.5 million urban households in Selangor. Of course, we can never fulfill 1.5 million. So we're looking at only 1 to 2%, and to hit that by year 3. So this is a realistic number that we researched and looked at, and that's about 15,000 to 30,000 households. So what's our business model? Very simple. We do, if you look on the left side, we do a non-subscription model, which we're calling it a walk-in model, where you walk into the app. The delivery fee is RM8, and we do a 10% handling fee. We also have a fulfilled by PASAR, where if there are items that we can't get at PASAR, we will fulfill it for the customer. For the PASAR app subscription, we're looking at 15 ringgit per month. So it's a lot method if you're buying more than 2 or 3 times a month. Yeah. Again, we still have fulfilled by PASAR, and we still have the 10% delivery handling fee. Sorry. Okay, so our sales target. So we were looking at, as I mentioned, 1.5 million ringgit that will be translated to about 270,000 monthly revenue. So we're looking at 3.2 million by year 3. This is based on an average monthly spend of about ringgit 100, and that's a conservative number. Majority is actually 100 to 120 to 150 per spend. So these are conservative numbers, but they're realistic numbers. So what's our marketing strategy? So based on our research and our learnings at the 8 months, we found that our focus and our early adopters are mothers or housewives, basically working mothers from home. Yeah, mothers are working from home. So they are going to be our core target. So the marketing will be skewed to that target audience. We want to build a community, which I'll talk a bit more later. And this is the PASAR community around the PASARs themselves. And of course, data collection is going to be important as we go. Now, for marketing, of course, acquisition, activation, referrals are all important, and this will be done throughout our marketing cycle. So when I talk about community-focused program, for example, we look at Tamantin. So what we want to do is actually help the community around this PASAR as well. So we want to do a new program. It's called PASAR Coins or PASAR Rewards, where if you're shopping enough on PASAR app, you'll get rewards which can be utilized at the surrounding business within the PASAR. So, for example, Artisan Coffee, which is in Taman Chun, or Frisky Goat, which is in coffee. So you can redeem items from there. So what we hope is to help that community to grow as well, along with PASAR app. So financial projections. So we're looking at a 20% year-on-year growth, 30% of course will be profit. Based on our breakdown of the non-subscription and subscription model, we will see more people still going for the non-subscription model. That's just from research as well that we've seen. They still feel a bit wary of doing subscription because of the monthly payments. But again, we will try to get more subscription as we move along. Again, so what's our competitions? So PASAR has a high level of freshness because it's located and it's in the PASARs themselves, so the freshness is always there. The prices are good at where the PASARs are, and we are locally sourced, meaning we are trying to help local businesses. And we are going to be community focused as well because we want the community to grow with us. So this is some of the competitions we look at or feel that they are the strongest ones that we have. Happy Fresh, of course, they're the ones who started off with the grocery delivery. PASAR Tap looks at buying, again, through the PASARs, but they are more for big items, and a lot of people are not sure which merchants they're buying from. Maiden and Tesco's are brick and mortars that's gone into the delivery service. So similar of what we want to do with our PASAR guys. So what's the funding allocation? So we're looking at 700,000 of funding on Atta Plus. It's going to be broken down to these core areas, which is 60% operations and staff acquisition. So we want to build a team again, but we want to make it a lean team because we've learned that a lean team and focusing on one PASAR is going to be important. Marketing is going to be important. So when we first started, there's very little branding because we had very little cash. So there was a lot of more of download acquisition processing that we were doing. And of course, there's going to be system update, which we'll do concurrently. This is a rough roll-up plan. So Taman Chun, as I said, if you look at the second line, Taman Chun is our core focus. We want to get that right, and then we want to grow to the other markets again. Yeah, and then we've got looking at funding, round 2 and round 3. There is a potential, you look at the top for B2B, as we had a lot of requests from hotels and restaurants to see whether we can deliver to them. So this is a team, myself, I'm Tuku Eddie, I'm the founder. So I've been in advertising for more than 12 years. I actually run my own digital marketing agency. My brother Tuku Danny has been in finance for about 15 years, working in the UK and in Malaysia. So he makes sure that all the financing is correct and all the numbers are correct. Shane is our Chief Technology Officer, and he's, again, been in the IT industry for more than 15 years. So during our trial run, we've been interviewed on The Star and on BFM and even on Nona TV3, yeah? This is how the app actually looks like. The app's all been developed, so we're ready just to get the funding and really move on and hit our stride. So thank you very much. I hope you do really take interest in going into this industry that's always booming and it's surviving through the MCOs as the delivery services become very important. Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Tunku Eddie. If you have any questions from the audience, you may direct them into the chat box. Okay, Tunku Eddie, we actually have one question for you. From Azizinga, in case of returns, is that being incorporated into the CF?
I'm sorry, say that again?
I'm sorry, is that? There's a question from Azizinga in the chat box. In case of returns, is there anything being incorporated into the cash flow? Is it being incorporated?
Is that for?
Sorry.
Joshua. So I'm not clear what the question is. In case of returns, that being incorporated in the cash flow.
Okay, the question at 4:32 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see now. Okay, so for returns, I'm assuming you're meaning profits or...
Your cost of returns if clients...
Oh, if clients do not accept. Oh, okay, got it. Yes, correct. So, okay, so I'm assuming you're talking like if the client do not accept the item because it's damaged or things like that. Yes. So, please tell me if I'm wrong. But yes, we will return those items, and clients can either request for a new item or can request cash back if they want. We have done it before. There have been times, unfortunately, where the banana was not ripe or it wasn't ripe enough or it's bad, and we have returned it and given the client a new one. So that's our cost, and we take it up. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Tunku Edi, and thank you, Encik Azizi. If there are any more questions from the audience, you may ask them now. There's one from Irshad El-Zaman.
Okay.
How long should be taken for a delivery item to reach the consumers?
Okay, so we try to do a 2-hour window. So for example, what we do is we follow the timing of the PASARs. So while we're doing trial run, for example, Taman Tun PASAR tends to close quite late, about 4 p.m. But Jinjang PASAR will close around 12 p.m. So whatever it is, we, number one, make sure that we deliver within those time slots. And number two, we want to deliver within 2 hours of the order. So if you're ordering at 10 a.m. in Jinjiang Market, for example, we can still deliver it because, we want to get there by 12. So for example, Jinjiang Market, the last order will still be 12 p.m., but we'll make sure we deliver it before 2 o'clock. So we try to make sure there's a 2-hour gap between the orders and when we arrive to the customer. What's important is we actually hope that we would like to try to get the customers to order the night before. So it's easier for us to control, because again, the markets at the PASARs open early and they tend to close early. So we try to follow those timings.
All right, thank you. Any more questions from the audience? Yes, we have one from Julius Q. What's your current method to acquire communities to use the app?
Okay, so when we started, we did very little branding, but majority was online. So we did a lot of ads on the App Store actually, and on Google Play, where you download the app. So that's why we managed to get a lot of downloads. Now our second stage is really to get all these people who have downloaded the app and to use it. So sometimes we get a lot of app downloads, but usage is still very minimal. So I think that's the barrier that we have to cross now, and that's really through branding, through promotions, and through advertising. Yeah, so merchants can even advertise to say they have a promo and stuff. So okay, so as of now, the app is not functioning. It's not on the market now. As I said, we had a trial run, and I'm still reading the second question there from Julius. And right now, what we're going to do is we're going to the funding we need is to restart it again. Yeah, to kick off the project, the business again, because we already have a list of customers, and we already have the merchants on board. So everything is just ready to go.
Okay, we have time for one more question. If there are any more from the audience. No? Okay, fine. Thank you very much, Tunku Edi. If anyone would like to check out PASAR's deal page, there's a link left into the chat box for you, and also his email.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
So let's move on to the next picture. We have Chelsea from MAEKO.
Stop.
Hi, Chelsea.
Hello. Yes. Let me just share my screen. Can you see my screen?
No, not yet.
No?
Okay, it's coming up.
Yeah. All right, great.
All right then. Okay, you can go ahead.
Okay. So, okay, my name is Chelsea. Hi, everyone. I'll be sharing something on food waste management technology, which we all know food waste is now the highest percentage of waste that goes to the landfills. It's not just a Malaysian issue. We just realized that it is a global issue. So 1.3 billion tons of food waste is actually now thrown into the landfills every year. And we know that because of these, it causes about 10% of greenhouse gases that now goes into the air, which is very detrimental to an environment. Of course, causing a lot of climate change as well. All right, so in Malaysia, let's look into Malaysia. We have thrown away 44.5 of plastic every year, but then you can see that 44.5 of that are food waste. These are all statistics that has been taken down by our Solid Waste Corporation. All right, and out of that, 15,000 tons of food waste are thrown away from KL alone, and from KL alone is only about 4,500 tons a day. So, and you can see that it can feed a lot of people, almost 10 million people, if you throw away 15,000 tons of waste, right? Food waste. Okay, so we came up with this solution. Now, this solution basically converts all types of food waste into compost within just 24 hours. Why do I say so? We came up with this, and we started with our of course, our commercial units first. So let me just take you through this. We came up with this process and converts all types of food waste, whether it's cooked, uncooked, raw, with bones, and also we put together compostable food packaging and also compostable garbage bags. So all these can go into our MAEKO technology, our machines, and can be converted into compost within just 24 hours. So these are some of the commercial clients that we have. Of course, we have been covering industries such as hotels, schools, wet markets, from hospitals to property developers, even to even corporate organizations who has pantry in their buildings, even food production, central kitchen, all this. So these are our coverage currently for our commercial units. Just a little bit of background of our history, as well as what we are doing now. So what we have done is now we would like to create another baby to the family that could take us globally. So we've come up with this little baby. It's all for the customers. So it's a B2C market, which is also running with a similar technology of quick composting, all types of food waste, and also for urban community solution as well. So for those who has not seen compost, I would like to show you. This is how it looks like. It's dry and it's very easy to handle. You don't even need to sun dry it. All you need to do once it's ready from the composter itself, the little baby composters that we have, you can just take it and put it into your plants, whether it's for flowering plants or for your herbs or anything that you're planting at home, like peppermint and all that. All right, so what is our business model for this? Basically, it's from B2C, so it's definitely for the segment, customer segment, where we can go borderless. It can be online basis. It could also be offline, where we can secure from our existing customers or from roadshows. Yeah. Property developer is not another one of our segments. We can do collaborations with them, as well as some educational segments with schools in green projects and all. So that can be implemented in schools as well. Okay, so these are the players in the company. Myself, together with my partner, Miss May. She is in biogenetics, and she is now currently culturing the microbes in our company. And of course, together with another 11 team members, including marketing and also our service team. Okay, these are some of the awards that we have gotten from over the years with our technology. We have won awards from Global Clean Tech, from Frost & Sullivan for Best Innovative Technology. We just came back from the United Nations last year, picked to represent food waste management technology in New York. Some of the other things that we've gotten, like Green Awards from Cradle and some IP awards from China. So this is one of our 2-year plan. We intend to raise fund now, of course, and we'll start to launch our product next year in September 2021. before that, we'll be doing some development on the selection of packaging and for production basis. All right, so we have also intention to export overseas, because we understand that for B2C market, it is borderless. We can always go online and we can put our products on e-commerce platforms. Right? Okay, this is a growth strategy that we have. For this year, we're going to raise funds. It's for operational expenses and also for selection of materials and production. And next year as well, we're going to do some branding exercise. We're going to do a lot of campaigning, product campaigning, sales marketing exercise, and some e-commerce market penetration. So entirely next year would be all for our marketing and advertising. So in phase 3, we'll be going to our next phase of development of the product. All right, this is our traction. Based on our projections, these are our online and direct buyers revenue projection for 2021, 22, and 23. As you can see, there will be a gradual growth because we have selected certain countries to start for next year, and of course, we're going to move globally from Southeast Asia to the Europe. Yeah. All right, that's all from me today. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Thank you.
Thank you, Chelsea, and thank you for doing it under the time too.
Thank you.
Well done. Okay, so if we have any questions from the audience, you may ask them now. Actually, we already have one from Irshad El-Zaman. How would you predict your market? How will it be like in 5 years, and as a result of using our product and service?
Product and service. Oh, okay. It's a growing industry, definitely. We can see that this, because of this pandemic, we've gotten many more inquiries compared to last year. We have done some product validation as well, market validation since last year, and we have seen that the market has gradually grown not only for this small little unit that we have in terms of inquiry, but in terms of sales, we have actually grown in terms of our commercial units as well. So we can see that, it's going to be a trend. It will be a trend. Everybody can compose and do their best from home. And it's going to be a form of green, as well as you can use the compost for your own planting, whatever you can do, like planting, or if you have excess, you can even put it into the landscapes that you have surrounding your high-rise condominium or your residence system.
Okay. One question from Facebook.
Yeah, what is the reading?
Any interest beyond Malaysia?
Any interest? Yes, we have. We've secured interest, especially from Singapore and Indonesia. Thailand itself, because we have an office there, so we're actually doing our own marketing as well. And in Malaysia, we basically secured 500 units already. That is about 1.994 million worth of sales. We wanted to go on live this today, as I've informed Ataplas. So we'll be publishing the letter of interest in the deal page as well. All right, so we have another question.
Yes, the next question is, do you have a specific method of measuring environment impact?
Okay, we've gone through this, what do you call that, the life cycle analysis. So we do have a specific method to measure the environment impact in terms of greenhouse gas reduction. So that can be basically calculated from the machine itself. Now, our second phase of machine will be IoT based. So that will also be shown on the touch panel itself in time to come. But of course, if you want to know anything more specific in terms of measuring environmental impact, you can always go online to our website. We will be putting up a calculator there for them to do that.
Okay, thank you. And another question. How robust is the shelf life of your contraption?
Okay, of course, the machine internal body is always is made of stainless steel, so that could actually last up to 10 to 15 years based on our serum certification and test. But of course, take care of the body itself. Why? Because we are selecting a recyclable or recycling material or a green material for its body. So it's going to be a beautiful product.
Okay, and another question from Julius Q. What's the price of the unit?
We're pricing it at 3,988 per unit. Of course, we also the free interest payment is also available, which is 0 interest. We have arranged for that.
Okay then, thank you. If you have more questions for Chelsea, you can put them into the chat box. We still have time.
In fact, we are very happy to say that it has been great inquiries this couple of months during the COVID, and people are more particular with, of course, the hygiene and being green to the environment. So I think put a little bit of green into your wallet and by investing in MAEKO.
Thank you, Chelsea. It looks like there's no more questions from the audience for the time being. So thank you very much, Chelsea, for your presentation. We'll move on next. If anyone is interested to check out MAEKO's deal page, the link and the email for Chelsea is left into the chat box for you. Okay, so our next presenter is Stuart Lowe from GreenPro AI. Stuart? Hi, Stuart. Could you unmute yourself, please?
Hi, good evening, everyone. I just forgot my microphone. Okay, so
Stuart, can you put your presentation into full screen mode, please? All right, thank you very much.
okay, thank you. Okay, good evening, everyone. Today I'm going to introduce you the revolutionary AI accounting that the Malaysia. Sorry, maybe I haven't on one. Good to go. Sorry, there's some technical issue. So I'm going to introduce you the revolutionary AI accounting that the Malaysia SME actually are looking for over the past 10 years. And this will be the first ever company that has an exit plan within a year with a guaranteed return 20%. So for your information, actually we haven't live for our ECF campaign, but we already got 76% of our target funded, and we are planning to close it before November. Okay, so now here we go. So I'm going to introduce you our background, business model, and also our fundraising and the exit strategy. Okay, here is our key management team. Both of the co-founders from GreenPro are actually from the industry experts. Mr. C.K. Lee actually possesses the Malaysian Chartered Accountants license and also Hong Kong ICPA. And for the Samson Chow, actually he is the previous vice president of the Flex system, which is the accounting system that from the blueprint of current accounting software. Okay, so most importantly, during the end of the ECF campaign that we are giving out a secure guarantee 20%, the acquirer will be the GreenPro Capital Corp. This is a US Nasdaq listed company that you can see from here. Mr. C.K. Lee is also the founder and CEO of the company. Okay, let me introduce what is the GreenPro background. GreenPro actually is the conglomerate financial service providers that are providing different kind of the financial services. For example, corporate advisories, accounting, tax planning, trust, fund, and then it's a very long history for over 30 years in the industry. So for this GreenPro AI, we are going to introduce you what we have evolved into another level, which is catered for the AI technology. So here is the financial licenses that are currently processing. Okay, so here is our roadmap. Actually, from 1998, Mr. C.K. Lee is the pioneer team of the UBS to bring the accounting software to the Hong Kong. And then when it comes to the 2003, he This is exactly the similar situation that we are facing now is in the pandemic of the COVID-19. During that time, all the big structured company that having the financial resources or the human resources, they're able to help them to over the what we call it as the business continuity management. But how about the SME? For the business owner from the SME, they are able to provide this kind of the resources for them for the business. So when come to the year of 2030, we managed to get launched this AI accounting from the cloud base during year 2003, and we managed to achieve the first 500 customer in the same year. When 2019, we got the award from the Hong Kong Corp Hubs due to our innovation strategic tools in this AI accounting to help the SME towards digitalization. And for the year 2021, we are planning to acquire this GreenPro AI in fully 100% asset plan acquired by this GreenPro Capital Corp. The trading symbol is GRNQ. Okay. By right here, we should have a product demo. To buy us more time, if anyone interested into the products can pass me later on. I will send you the demo video. But here is a brief idea how is the product function. For the SME owner, now they just need to take a picture, and then the full set accounting is done with the debit credit entry done, and also you can also export all the financials report in the mobile device. Okay, here is our product process cycle. Like for the step number 1, you just need to take a picture or do the scanning, and then the business record will go into the accountant intelligence center that we are using the IBM Cloud, AI technology, and our chartered accountants. After that, the business owner just need to do the review or can export from the laptop or the tablets from their own. And then this is the best part. For the auditor part, you can just grant the access for the auditor to go into the back end rather than you ask them, you provide them the physical copy, because now everything is very convenient, especially when we come to the era of the digitalizations. Okay, so why the SME don't do the accounting themselves? That's very simple. First thing, they don't have the accounting and the tax knowledge. That's why they have to hire an accounting personnel to sit in the office to help them to do the accounting. But unfortunately, they're still unable to recruit the right accounting personnel. That's why they're having also the problem to retain the accounting. This is more to the human issues, personnel issues. And then for the keep on turnover human issue, and also even for the SME owner, they are not familiar with the computerized accounting software and system, because currently we have so many different kinds of the accounting software in the industry, in this market. That's why GreenPro AI is purposely come up to solve this problem. And then for the business owner are also too busy with the business development themselves. That's why they have to focus to earn money rather than they're focusing into this important but non-core function in the organization. And eventually, they're also having the difficulties to deal with the auditor. So this is more to the headache, the pain point for the SME. So now today, we are introducing the savior for the Malaysian SME, GreenPro AI accounting, by just using one click, the accounting done. So by using GreenPro AI, you can immediately cost saving up to 90% of your accounting costs. And then by just doing snapping or scanning, you can done your accounting. And then by doing this, you can also very much reduce significant manpower for the accounting task. Or you can upgrade your personnel to do more effective things, more productivity. Okay, here is the recognition from the past event. In the past March 2020, we actually launched the product out, and we got the support from the government organization like the MDAC, Become SME Malaysia. They actually came to support this event because we are in the right track and then same track with the government, because we are all moving towards the digitalization. Okay, here we go for the business model. This is a 3E from the GreenPro AI. We hope to provide economical efficiencies and also effectiveness. By doing this scanning or do the snapping, the accounting record will be reflected in the mobile device by T+1 basis. This is very convenient for the business owner, because anytime, anywhere, they will need to retrieve the report or the information and then deal with the business client. Okay, for the product pricing, actually we have two packages. For the SME startup and scale up, here is the price, 2,003 per year and also 3,008 per year. And then we are also the authorized TSP, the matching grants providers, so you can get the 50% from us. Okay, here is some case study to explain to you why is the 90% come from. if let's say today your organization, you are using the in-house accounting staff, you have to pay for the salary, or you using the accounting firms outsourcing your accounting jobs to outside, is what the professional fees have to pay. And then we compare with the Greenfield AI in the website. So also you have to pay for the EPF software, others like the bonus, lump sum, and then by basic, you have to buy an accounting software. So this is 2000 something. So all in all, we compare three groups together, and then we can come up the conclusion is there is a 40k to 50k cost saving from this changing. So it's equivalent to 90%. So where is our market? Actually, for the distribution in the SME, later on I will show you. We have the installation base and then cloud base and our AI cloud base. So the installation base is the 1.0 and then the cloud base is 2.0. And then by using AI cloud base, this is why we call this the essential digital accounting solution. Here are the solutions, but not the software. Here is the market size.
Wait, I'm sorry. Your 7 minutes are up, but I'm going to give you 1 more minute to wrap up. Is that okay?
Okay, sure. Okay, so this is what our market size and the target audience. And then we are focusing into the micro enterprise that their revenue turnover is around 300k annually. And then they will definitely will not buy accounting software and hire the accounting personnel. Okay, here is our go-to-market strategy. We are giving out total 30% of the digital reward to whoever will help us to help the SME to digitalization. Okay, here is our value creation model. We hope to help the country to move towards the digital economic transformations. Okay, here is our projected revenue. By very conservatively, we are only aiming 500 for the year 2020, but just now we have actually 700k market in this industry to go for. Okay, so one thing to highlight on for 2021 quarter 3, this company will be acquired by the Greenfield Capital Corp, 100% fully as planned. So here is our minimum target and also maximum target. And then the investment package as below, you can get the information from me. So majority of the fund will be used in the branding and marketing. Okay, investment highlight as below here. You can see this is the most important thing is that we provide the most solid asset plan within a year with 20% guaranteed returns. And then I believe this is able to help you to decide whether on to invest in us or not. So whoever would like to invest in us, please refer to the chat box in your website, and then you can reach me and I will answer for your inquiries. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Stuart. We have one question for you from Facebook. How many clients have you secured to date? The subscription service, is it on a monthly or annual basis?
Okay, the subscriptions basis is from the yearly basis because this is the service. So it's a service. That's why I'm trying hard to help you guys to differentiate out what is the accounting software can do, and then what is the accounting solutions. And then actually this product we have 2 years product tractions in Hong Kong already. In Hong Kong we are preparing for the government sectors like the school and also like the gas factory that we are aiming a larger structure of the company. But in Malaysia we are looking into the micro enterprise because this is the largest group of the SME from the Malaysia. Yeah.
Okay. We have a second question from Irshad El-Zaman. Is there any blockchain infrastructure technology being applied into the accounting? If yes, they would appreciate it if you can share what the function of utilizing blockchain tech is.
Okay. Blockchain, at this level, we haven't reached the blockchain technology yet, but it's a purely AI technology here. And then when we are trying to do AI, it's just only first step of entire financial ecosystem, because when we having enough the big data, we are trying to do the business intelligence. Because in Hong Kong, actually, we already have the business intelligence, and then we are able to advise the user. For example, like the subsidy grant from the government, when the account met the criteria of the government that provide the subsidy, the machine, the system actually will bust up, and then we will ask for the business owner whether you want to try to apply for this. This is P2P lending platform that we are collaborate with. So in Malaysia, we are started coming in, and then we hope to do this all in all, providing the one-stop solution. For Malaysia, at this level, we will go to the provide a one-stop solution, which means we are actually cooperate with the LHDN side, so with the taxpayer, and then by having Green Pro AI accounting, after you've done the account, and then you can also do the taxation in a one-stop basis. So this is what we are going for this for Malaysia.
All right, thank you, Stuart.
Yeah.
More questions from the audience?
Okay, maybe I can add on some about the 20% of the because now in reform of investment. We are talking about legitimate, and also what is the reward ratio of the investment to capital return. So for sure, we are part under ATAPAS here. For sure, this is the legitimate event. And then important thing is we are giving out 20%. How we can give out this 20% rather than we giving out a promising 20% rather than we giving an assumption. Because of actually for entire for this ECF campaign, our company already allocate out some sort of the budget, the marketing budget for the investor. That's why we are not going for very large, very big group of the investor of the fund to our event. We will close it very soon, and then this is part of the how we can guarantee 20% for you. It's from the company's pockets. Yeah.
Thank you, Stuart. Are there any more questions from the audience? You may direct them into the chat box.
Yeah, feel free to buzz me in the WhatsApp. I actually prepare the questions and for you regarding the common questions. So you can also ask me to, I will guide you how to do the investment, and also you can get the PPT slide and teaching that, and then also the question and from you. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you, Stuart. It looks like there's no more questions from the audience. This means that we are done for today. If anyone has any questions or would like to check out GroomPro's AI deal page, the link will be shared with you in the chat box. And this wraps up our final presentation for today's eye contact. Thank you, Stuart. We appreciate everyone's time today. We hope it was a fruitful session for everyone. Thank you all for your cooperation in helping today's session run smoothly. Right now, I'd just like to just recap the features that we had today. LXC and PASAR are currently live on Anta Plus, so please do check them out on our website to view the details of the campaign. The links are again left for you in the chat box. And then the other companies that you've just seen, MAEKO, GreenPro, they will be live very soon. And if you'd like to get in touch with our upcoming issuers immediately, please get in touch with us and we'll connect you to them. Or similarly, the links have been left for you in the chat box to directly click on. So I'd like to invite Elaine once again for some closing remarks.
Hi, everybody. So I hope that was a fruitful session for everyone. I just want to mention that we'll be holding another round of pitching sessions in a couple of weeks. And next week, do join us in our Facebook Live on what we call Ask Atta program on Thursday, 19th of November at 12 noon. So next week, we'll be talking about the budget 2020, and specifically some of the goodies that the government has actually given specifically for the equity crowdfunding industry. Yeah, and I think many of you have heard that, for next year, individuals who invest in any equity crowdfunding campaign up to 50,000 ringgit is eligible for a 50% tax exemption. And we'll be discussing on potentially how that may work and how that may be implemented. Yeah, and also additional 30 million for the matching fund for business owners who are looking at fundraising via equity crowdfunding. Okay, so and with that, I would like to thank you for joining us today. I'll hand it back over to Shaz, but otherwise have a good evening and take care and stay safe, everybody.
Okay, thank you, everyone. This wraps our session for today's Eye Contact. Thank you again to our audience for joining us. Thank you again to the issuers for a very good job of pitching. And if you have any, for any other companies, you can contact us directly or email us at inquiry@autoplus.com. Thank you. Have a good evening.